In the state of Georgia, the vicious and violent members of the underworld are hunted down by detectives of the Organized Crime Control Bureau. These are their stories.
Order. This committee will come to order. I'm Chuck Schumer, the chairman of this committee. I will be leading this hearing throughout its entirety. Today we have called two witnesses to testify, Donald John Trump and Rudolph William Louis Giuliani. Both these witnesses agreed to cooperate with this committee and answer our questions, except those that are so-called biased. We will now begin with the questioning and testimony of Mr. Donald John Trump. Mr. Trump, will you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? Am I taking the presidential oath of office? No, I'm swearing you went under oath. You're testifying. All right. Do you solemnly swear that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Not. All right, let's start questioning from our distinguished colleague, Senator Graham of South Carolina. Senator Graham? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I just want to start saying this. This hearing will destroy the American legal system. This whole thing is a bunch of legal voodoo because of the Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi, and the Clintons. Senator Sanders, you are out of order. Yield your time. All right, now to take up questions. Senator Warren, you may ask Mr. Trump your questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Trump, now, I've got to ask you something. Sure, what is it, Pocahontas? First of all, I object to the name. And I have a series of questions to ask you. Is it true that you led a racketeering operation in the state of Georgia? No, I did not. Are you sure? Because there are several witnesses that testified before this committee that clearly showed that you led a racketeering operation in the state of Georgia, along with 18 other individuals. I wouldn't call it a racketeering operation, I call it a legal process. The thing of it being a racketeering operation is complete falsehood. Mr. Chairman, I yield the rest of my time to the senator from Vermont, Mr. Sanders. Thank you, Senator Warren. Mr. Trump, I must ask you this question. How may I help you, Crazy Bernie? Is it true that you attempted to devise the murders of the so-called 5 families of voters in the state of Georgia and elsewhere? Excuse me, 5 families? The 5 families is what is identified as by a witness of voters who are white, black, Hispanic, Latino, or Asian. Oh, 5 families, that makes sense. No, complete falsehood. Mr. Chairman, are we sure Mr. Trump is being truthful? Because it feels like he's lying in these questions. That is up for this committee to find out, Senator Sanders. I yield my time to Mr. Fetterman. Thank you, Senator Sanders. Excuse me. Mr. Trump? Yes, Looney John? Have you, in any other instances, have been referred to by the name of Fraud Father? Fraud Father was just a joke by the liberal media, as a way to make fun of my claims of election fraud. Mr. Chairman, I understand that Mr. Trump has a statement to read. Can this committee just let him read it? No, he has to answer our questions first. With all due respect, Senator Sanders, he has not pled the fifth. He's been telling the truth throughout every question. He has answered all your questions, so why don't you just give him time to read this statement? Mr. Chairman, are you okay with this? Sure, I'll put it in the record. Today I stand before a committee, a biased Democratic committee, led in a witch hunt by several of my enemies. Those include Chucky Schumer, Crazy Bernie, Kooky in the Head Diane, Mumblin' John, Radical Corey, and the Massachusetts liberal herself, Pocahontas. I came before this committee to clear up my name on these charges of election fraud, conspiracy, and racketeering. I am not a mob boss. I have done so much for this country, I've served as its president for 4 years, gave the greatest tax cuts in American history. Jobs were taken back from China. Our economy was booming. And you Marxist liberal Democrats want to destroy my reputation with these false charges and accusations of bribery, racketeering, and other conspiracies. I hope that this committee's work will find that I did nothing wrong. All I did was just a bunch of legal challenges. And to be honest, Senators, there is no basis for the charges that you have leveled at me. Well, we thank you for talking about how much you love this country, Mr. Trump. This committee will stand in recess for 15 minutes, and Mr. Trump, despite your statement, just remember you are subject for perjury amid all your statements to our questions. And you're still under subpoena, Mr. Trump. The committee stands adjourned on the next episode of the Georgia hearings. Mr. Giuliani, is it true you were part of the Trump crime family, as it is called? No, I was not. Mr. Giuliani, we have a sworn affidavit from you that you allege you did criminal things on behalf of Donald Trump. Now, are you denying that confession? And you know what happens if you do? Look, I made up stuff, okay? Donald Trump did that. I did stuff with that. Simple. I know what's racketeering because I was a prosecutor in New York. I took down mafia bosses. What I did was not racketeering. I did never commit racketeering. I worked in the real estate business with his father, Mr. Chairman, I introduce a motion that will refer Donald Trump to the Justice Department for criminal charge of perjury.